Hey guys, what's up? Rev here. Basically what I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to do today is motion tracking, like simple like 3D stuff. Well, it doesn't have to be 3D stuff; it can be 2D, but onto like a Call of Duty map, or really anything. But so basically, it looks like something like that, where you have, like an arrow pointing towards where the next guy is or something, and then he shoots and kills him, and blah blah blah. So this is very simple. Like it looks a lot better in the final edit. As you can see, it's color correction, black bars, whatever. But I'm just going to be teaching you how to actually motion track this. It's pretty simple. I mean, it doesn't take that much effort, and it's not that aggravating. So basically, what we're going to start off doing is make a. I'm actually going to do it with a different clip, I guess. Nah, I think this is a good clip. So just make a composition with your clip, and find what part of the clip you want to be motion tracked. So I'm gonna say the first frame after he stops, scoping in. So which would be right here, and then just bring your workspace over. So click B, and then wherever you want it to stop. So somewhere around here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then click N. And then what you're gonna do is click Composition, Add to Render Queue. Click Looseless. And select the format JPEG sequence. Click OK, and save it somewhere. I need to make a folder in that folder. Folderception. And then drag it into a folder. Make sure it's in a folder, because if it's not, it's going to be everywhere, and you don't want that. So click Save. Now what you want to do is render it out. It'll probably take like 30 seconds at most. No, way less than that. Okay. So while that's happening, might as well open up Buju, because we're going to use Buju with this too. Buju is the motion tracking master. So click Buju, go into where you saved it. Doodly-doo. Sorry, I forgot. Test 2. And then obviously you probably know the deal. Just click on that image. Oh wait, no, you have to click import sequence. Sorry, I'm losing it. Editing, things, tests, test 2, and then just click on the first image and click on your frame rate, but it probably won't stay. So go to setup. It doesn't for me for some reason, and then go to setup and click 59.4 if that's your preferred frame rate, and it works fine. So then of course you have this, but you don't want everything tracked, because if you track everything, the points will mostly be on this and this and this and all the stuff that's staying still. So basically what we're going to do is add a poly mask. So go up here, click this, and you don't want to mask any of this or like the score. So basically just go around all that. Just kind of go like somewhere around like this. And then you have this mask, right? But that's only going to track everything around the mask. So what we need to do is double click here, right click on the mask and click Properties, and then click Invert Mask and click OK. So then everything will, without the like green stuff on it, will be tracked, which is pretty good. So you can just drag this over if you want a little bit more, which this should be fine. So then when you go track features, advanced, and bring up the sensitivity as much as possible, because then it will bring more points. Like if it's a smaller space, try to bring up the sensitivity a bit, because then more points will come for motion tracking. And then so now that that's done, what we have is a bunch of these points. You probably have done this before, So then go into Camera Solve, click Start, and it should be fairly quick. And yeah, so this should be quick. Hold on a second. Alright, I'll come back when it's finished. Okay guys, so it's done. So now we have all these points pretty good motion tracked, pretty nicely motion tracked. So just choose a good one that you like where you want it to be in the map is a good one to pick, because then it will kind of be in that certain area. So for me, I want to pick something over here, so I'm just going to pick this one right here. This should be pretty nicely motion tracked. Just scrub through and see if it's nicely motion tracked on to where the map is. Mine is pretty good. So once you click, oh, I lost it. Yeah, once you click that, right click and right click on the actual on the actual point and click flag for export. Now what you're gonna want to do is to save that to After Effects. Go to export camera solve, and go over and save it where you want it to be. So desktop, go to my folders, and save this as a After Effects.ma file, which is preset, and save it as whatever you want. So test, whatever, tut. Alright, and then scale the scene by 100, and that should be good. Oh yeah, make sure you click this, because that will export only the frame that you selected. Also, if you think this mask is getting annoying while you're scrubbing through, you could click masks and it will just get rid of it. Click over here, click overlay, and click mask. It doesn't get rid of it, it just makes the screen less annoying. So yeah. And then what you're going to do is go into After Effects and click Control-I, or you can click File Import. I just Control-I is easier. So then go into the test and then find your test, and it will import it, and it will be its own composition with this little point, and you're like, what is this? This is the motion tracked point. So if you put the clip in it, or if you what I do is I select these two, copy them, paste them into here, and make sure you have the same workspace, and just select the first part of the workspace and click begin bracket, and it drags it over. So as you can see, that's pretty nicely motion tracked, I'd say. Now obviously after the motion track's over, it's not going to show up because the scope's there or something, which is fine. So then what you want to do is drag in your thingy, your clip that you want motion tracked. If you already have it, that's fine. And I think I already dragged it in. Yeah, I already dragged it in. Just delete that one. Oh no. Never mind, we'll just drag it in, whatever. And so this is a bit fast. This is what, 3 seconds? And we don't want it to be that long. So what we're gonna do, this is for me only because this is overlay type thing. So what we're gonna do is click blending mode screen, so it's over the thing. And then also we want this to go a little bit faster, so if this applies to you, or if it doesn't, you don't have to watch it. You can watch it if you want. And then so you want the ending to be around 1.5 seconds, or so far. So just drag the last keyframe, which is symbolizing the end of it, and drag it over. And then that's the end right there. Sorry, my After Effects is kind of slow and it's not responding, of course. Hold on, I'll come back when it starts responding. Alright, now it's responding again. And again, just go to the beginning and click arrow and then click that. So that's not it, obviously. So you're gonna need to, this is kind of weird, but so if you have this open, what you're gonna need to do is toggle switches / modes. Click that, and then click this box right here, which is symbolizes, makes it a 3D layer. So then it can be made into 3D stuff. So now what you're gonna do is go into this little point, click P and copy, and then paste it onto this. And what you have is this. Obviously you're gonna have to scale it down because you don't want that all up in your face, and it doesn't look as motion track there because it's not like on the place. So just click on scale and then bring it down a bunch. Obviously it's not gonna be perfect, but whatever. And then of course you can export other points like the other one we did. If that doesn't look good, like that's what I did with the other one, you can also export multiple at a time. So if you wanted to export all that, which is what I did in one of mine, and then just pick which one looks good, and if it doesn't look good you can change it. That's what I did in this. Just a bunch of points, and then I just copied a few of them into this, and then I made it look nice. So this is how it looks in the end result. And for the one we just did, which was kind of not, you know, the greatest, it looks still pretty nice. So you can take your time, you can mess around with it, and you can add anything you want. You can add like a intro or like text. To do text, it's the same thing. You just click new text and make sure you select 3D, and then just type something like hi. Click text. Oh my god, what's going on? Alright. And drag it under the camera. Why is this not showing up? Hi. Whatever. And then drag it under the camera. Scale it up a bit. And move it. It's not going to matter that much, just so we can see it. And then again, make a 3D layer. And then click on the null object position and copy it to this. And as you can see, it kind of motion tracked. Obviously, you're going to need to bring the scale down because 870 whatever is way too much. But once it's on there, and then it's pretty much motion tracked. And obviously, as I said before, you can make it better if you want. And obviously, every point is not going to be on the thing the whole time. So, for instance, like this, it only stays on until about right here because the scope just destroys the point. So that's basically it. I mean, you can put anything you want on it as long as it's 3D. You have to remember that because I've messed up with that a few times. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. And please leave a like if this helped you. And I know it's a long tutorial. I'm sorry, but it takes a little time to make your clips look nice. So see you guys later.